Irish Pub right here in St. John's Resort. Joining me for the show, and we're commonly referred to as the Three Stooges of WJR's St. Patrick's Day celebration. From Visit Detroit, Ken Hayward, and the chairman of the Detroit Sports Commission, Terry Radigan. Mo, Larry, are you ready to go?
We're ready. Haven't seen you guys all year. Nice to see you again. It's been a year since we were together.
Here we go.
Whenever we get together, it's great times, right?
Absolutely.
So we're looking forward to it. We're going to be back with a great show for you. The head coach, Tom Izzo, is going to join us next right here on WJR.
Find what you love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer. Price is so low, it just might blow your mind.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Did you know GoodRx can help you save on medication, manage prescriptions, and get trusted health information? If you're one of the millions living with a heart condition, check GoodRx for an easier, more affordable way to manage your health. GoodRx offers common heart medications for under $30. Just search for your prescription, find the best price, then show your pharmacist the GoodRx coupon. And it works whether you have insurance or not. To start saving and better manage your heart health, download the free app or visit GoodRx.com today. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Whether you're a seasoned collector or just beginning your art journey, Doyle'S invites you to discover something extraordinary this March. Explore an extensive estate jewelry collection including Cartier and Tiffany. Fine art from important private collections, works by renowned modern masters, and a curated selection of mid-century modern and traditional furnishings. Join online or in person March 19th and 20th with preview open now. Visit DUMOArt.com to learn more and bid. Doyle'S, your number one place to buy art in the Midwest.
Call us or text us. The number's the same. 1-800-859-0957. 1-800-859-0WJR. Powered by Michigan Auto Law. Auto Accident Attorneys. Visit Autolaw.com. That's Autolaw.com.
Kick back with Lomas Brown and Anthony Bellino. An hour of smart, fun, Detroit-style sports talk. Insight, interviews, and laughs. Everything you need to stay in the game on Sports Wrap. 6 to 7 p.m. on 760 WJR.
I just told him yes.
You've got the annual St. Patrick's Day celebration on WJR with a special edition WJR Spotlight, sponsored by Visit Detroit. Once again, live from Doyle's Irish Pub, Mark Hollis, Terry Radigan, and Ken Hayward.
And welcome back to Doyle's St. Patrick's Day celebration going on. And Ken, one of your favorite guys right out of East Lansing, maybe your only favorite guy out of East Lansing.
Well, you were out of East Lansing at one time. You were a favorite, on my favorite list.
Tom Izzo has taken a break from a very, very busy time in preparations. He loves these 2-day preps, and he joins us now live from Buffalo. Good morning, or good afternoon, Coach.
God, you guys are in the fog, man. It's evening over here.
All right, I'll see you.
Here we are. We're in another tournament. They've become routine, but as you look at what's going on, you love Selection Sunday. It's one of your favorite shows because it launches you into 2-day preps.
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's just been there's nothing like the tournament. Once I'm a fan of so many sports and Super Bowls and college football and
what's that?
Then to the Derby and the Indy 500 and the Masters.
Ready to scratch your eyes
I think there's a time and period. March Madness is 3 weeks. It's kind of unprecedented. You don't even have to like the sport. You got old ladies and old guys and old folks home, betting on it or watching it, and it's just the excitement of Cinderella and all the things that drives us nuts. But it's an exciting time of year.
Hey, Coach, it's a rare opportunity this year for you to have, 5 or 6 days off between games. How's the team doing? Is this rest helpful for you?
Well, you know what they say, if we would have won and got to the Sunday and then played good here, I'd say, boy, that was good to play right through. And if we would have lost, I'd have said, boy, that's tough to have a day off. Coaches talk, but no, I think it was good. End of the year, you need a little time. We needed to refresh a little bit, get back to playing our defense, thought we got away from it the last couple of games, and got a chance to study some film and meet with some players individually. And so, I took use of it on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So we got something out of it. And then we flew to beautiful Buffalo here, and it's windy and snowy. But I will say this. My homeboys in the UP got 31 yesterday, so this is a piece of cake down here.
Yeah, well, Coach, I saw you leaving Flurries today. I saw a video of that, and I knew you were going to Buffalo, and it made me think just that, knowing your UP roots. I'm like, there's one guy relishing. You weren't even wearing a coat, I don't think. You were ready to go, but.
Well, you know what's good about it? I don't have to worry about my guys going out or getting You go out here, you die. That's no problem, and it's 72 in every gym, so that's no problem either.
Right. So 28 in a row is incredible, and not for your veterans, but what do you, with that much experience, what do you say to your young guys about what to expect that they haven't encountered anything like this yet?
Yeah, one and done is one and done, and when I looked at some pro jobs, everybody said, well, you'll love it, the playoffs. If you have one bad day, you get to have another one before you're done, and in this thing, and we've had a couple of them, Syracuse and Detroit one year when I thought we were good enough to win it all, Middle Tennessee back when Mark was with us both times, I think, and, those things were times that, you wish you had one more game, but that's the beauty of it. And to be honest with you guys, I've been a 2 seed and got beat by a 15. I've been a 1 seed and got beat in the second game. I've been a 7 seed and gone to a Final Four. So I tell them that, every year is different. Every team is different. The matchups are the key. But there's some things that you got to do to maintain what you got to maintain. You do got to defend. You got to rebound the ball. You got to make free throws. You can't have a lot of turnovers. The same thing every sport, hockey, football, baseball, they're all really the same at the end of the day. Pitching wins in baseball, that's defense, and you can't turn the ball over in football. And so it's really kind of similar, to be honest with you guys. And that's what they call my guys.
Coach, we have just over a minute left. Take our listeners inside. One of the things I love most about the NCAA tournament is the room the team is in preparation that has you tape down a court, you have the film projectors running, and you eat right there at the same place. And how do you use that room to prepare for 2 games in 1 weekend?
It's awesome. You're right. It's one of the my buddy Mariucci flies in all the time for either the Big Ten or the NCAA, and he just salivates over the things we get to do and the walkthroughs. And, as you say, you got a couple different screens going, and then you got the games on, and all day the kids come in and out and eat here. And it's really a great camaraderie thing, but the walkthroughs are great. You can get everything done. You can get in the gym. You don't have to go back and forth. I mean, we will once tomorrow, but then it'll be walkthroughs. So it's pretty it's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun, and it's I think it builds a little camaraderie also.
I can't thank you enough for taking a couple of minutes during a very busy time. We'll all be having our TVs on tomorrow. We'll be watching it closely, and I thank you so much. It's number 3 Michigan State versus number 4 North Dakota State. That game's at 4:05. It's on TNT, but more importantly, you can hear all the Spartan games right here on WJR. We'll be back.
This winter might not have been the worst one on record, but it's up there. Aside from being hard on people, it's even tougher on our homes. Hi, it's Paul W. for my friends here at Victor's Home Solutions. If the freeze-thaw cycles this winter created even the slightest crack in the shingles or sealant on your roof, you're going to have water in your home this spring when the rains hit. That's why you need to call Victor's today and schedule a free 21-point roof inspection before the rainy season. They'll go over every inch of your roof and review their findings with you. And if they do find a problem, it can usually be fixed with an inexpensive repair. But if it is time for a new roof, You could not hire a better company than Victor's. Over-the-top customer service, highly skilled crews that install a perfect roof every time. And best of all, they offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. So give them a call for your free roof inspection today. 866-VICTORS. That's 866-VICTORS. Or online at victors.com. Victors.com.
Whitaker Logistics is looking to bring on owner-operators with later model trucks, fleet owners, and highly qualified company drivers throughout our Midwest region. If you're an experienced driver willing to run in a regional market, our customer base provides a work-life balance and dispatch flexibility second to none. In addition to our flexible work week configurations, ask about our contractor compensation, as well as our company driver benefits. Talk to our recruiter at 866-711-1390 or submit your application at drivewhitaker.com.
Michigan's largest real estate and home improvement show is coming to Metro Detroit, March 28th and 29th at the Oakland Expo Center in Waterford. This isn't just a home show, it's a full real estate experience. Builders, designers, realtors, lenders, and home improvement experts all in one place. Get real-world advice on buying, selling, renovating, staging, and creating standout home designs. Whether you're a homeowner, future buyer, or real estate professional, there's something for everyone, including family activities, prize drawings, and interactive exhibits. Get advanced discount tickets at largestrealestateshow.com. That's largestrealestateshow.com. You know that feeling, Detroit. You're merging onto the lodge or hitting the 696 rush and your eyelids feel like they weigh 10 pounds each. We just sprung forward for daylight saving time, and for many of us in the Motor City, that lost hour is still catching up. March is National Sleep Awareness Month, and while we're the city that keeps the world moving, we can't do it safely if we're running on empty. Drowsy driving is just as dangerous as drunk driving. Exactly what you don't need when you're navigating something like a Michigan construction zone.
We get both of them on here.
Prioritize your best slept self. Cool down your room. Put the phone away an hour before bed. And if you're feeling a micro sleep behind the wheel, pull over. Let's keep our streets safe and our minds sharp. Visit theNSF.org or search Sleep Awareness Month for more tips. Sleep well, Detroit. We've got a big day tomorrow.
Our representative, Jack Bergman, is standing up for radio listeners like us by supporting legislation to keep AM radio in cars. He knows the value of local radio in times of emergency. Now it's time for Congress to finish the job and pass the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act. Learn more at dependonam.com. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
I'll make you into a leprechaun.
We've got the annual St. Patrick's Day celebration on WJR with a special edition WJR Spotlight, sponsored by Visit Detroit. Once again, live from Doyle's Irish Pub, Mark Hollis, Terry Radigan, and Ken Haywood.
And welcome back to Doyle's Irish Pub. What a great time it is out here. This city is blessed to have just amazing leaders in sports. I've got one sitting next to me in Terry Radigan, who's going to introduce another who just does an unbelievable job with Illich Sports and Entertainment.
Well, thanks, Mark. We're very blessed and happy to have Ryan Gustafson, the president and CEO of Illich Sports and Entertainment, with us. Ryan, how you doing?
Hey, guys. I'm doing great, and appreciate the kind words. Hope you're enjoying St. Patrick's Day.
We are, absolutely, and appreciate you taking a little time to talk to us about a lot of exciting things, not only the Tigers and the Red Wings, but you guys made a really significant and important announcement just a week or two ago about the Detroit Sports Net, and we'd love to hear more about that from you, Ryan.
Yeah, this is going to be the brand new way to watch Tigers games and Red Wings games, and I think what fans should know today is they should expect to watch games in a really similar way that they have in the past. If you watch on traditional cable or satellite, there will be a new channel that comes up before Tigers opening day that broadcasts every local Tigers and Red Wings game, just like you have watched it on FanDuel Sports Network in the past. But we also went on sale with our digital product, so fans can subscribe to Detroit Sports Net via the Tigers website or the Red Wings website. And you're going to get all Tigers and Red Wings local broadcasts, whether you watch them on your phone, smart TV, or iPad. So fans should definitely sign up today, and we got a special going to get the first few games of the Tigers season before too long here.
Hey, Ryan, it's Ken Hayward here with Visit Detroit. we have on the TV here the World Baseball Classic with Team USA going against Venezuela tonight, and I just wondered your take about the excitement that it has seemed to be given as we get ready to launch the Tigers season. There's a lot of excitement and emotion, like what the Olympics did for hockey. And I just wanted your take. I know you got lots of Tiger participation on various teams, and it seems to really ignited and excited baseball fans. Your thoughts?
Yeah, the World Baseball Classic is an incredible event. There's just a sense of pride that the guys play with when they put on the jersey of their home country and compete against one another. Obviously, I'm excited to watch USA Venezuela tonight. Glaber against a couple of our guys. It was Will Vest on the team, and obviously Scoobs is pitch for USA too. Like, it's just a really awesome event, and it's a great way to kick off the season and draw a lot of attention and focus to baseball as we get closer to opening day.
As you look at opening day, we're only 9 days away from the game out in San Diego, and of course 17 days, April 3rd, the Cardinals rolling into Comerica Park, 1:10 p.m. for that opener. You do an incredible job inside the ballpark. You have a series of events beforehand, but as you look around this city on opening day, it rivals any holiday, whether it be a national holiday, a state holiday, or just a gathering. It is the celebration of the state of Michigan. How does that make you feel within the Tigers organization?
It's one of the best things about being part of this organization and living in this incredible community. The celebration that is opening day, and it is a holiday. It's a celebration of, warmer days to come, baseball, the Old English D, and its representation of the people of this community all coming together. And we always talk about the 10-day weather forecast that's coming up soon, but no matter snow, sun or whatever, we know fans are going to show up, and it's going to be an incredible day. So we're excited for it, as well as for all the rest of the games, with what will be a really great year for us.
Well, as one regular season starts up with the Tigers, we've got a really exciting regular season winding down here with the Red Wings. Huge win last night. Tell us about the playoff push for the very exciting Detroit Red Wings.
Yeah, the Wings have been playing awesome, and we have 3 really huge games coming up against Montreal on Thursday, Boston on Saturday, and then Ottawa next Tuesday. The NHL, everything's so close together in our conference and our division. Every game matters so much. So we know fans are going to show up and make LCA an electric atmosphere and then help our guys with this last push to the playoffs.
Yeah, we have 14 games remaining. 8 of those games are at home Thursday. The Canadians 7 p.m. coming off a nice 5-2 win last night. So excited about that. Terry shared with me kind of a takeover of LCA with the professional women's hockey game. That's there on March 28th. And while I want to get you to comment on it, I want to point out 2 players for New York. There will be 6 on the ice from the state of Michigan among those two teams. Callie Shanahan. How about that name? She's a goalie for New York, Callie Shanahan. But here we are at Doyle's Irish Pub.
Yeah.
And Kaylee Doyle from Livernois. She's a goalie. What 2 great names on this day, huh?
Fantastic.
But talk about that event that's rolling in with the professional women's hockey game.
Yeah, we're so excited to support the growth of women's hockey. The PWHL has been taking the world by storm and has so much momentum behind it coming out of the Olympics, and it was amazing. I was lucky enough to be in Milan, and we were watching these games, and the presence of hockey players, both men and women, from the state of Michigan was remarkable. And so we're excited to support the continued growth of the sport. March 28th, we have a doubleheader. PWHL and the Red Wings have a game as well. So it should be a fun day at LCA, and we're certainly thrilled to be part of it.
And if I understand correctly, Ryan, that is the first time ever that a women's professional hockey game has been broadcast on national TV, and it'll happen right here in Detroit.
Yeah, they just announced that this week. Obviously fans have been showing up whenever PWHL is going to come to town, and it's going to be a great atmosphere to showcase the sport, and we're thrilled to be part of it.
Getting back to the Red Wings just for a second here, Ryan. You're talking to a table of folks that I've seen games that all the way back to Olympia. Joe, LCA, 8 home games. We are right in the hunt. There's nothing I think any of us would like more than to see an NHL playoff game played at Little Caesars Arena. to all of you, what can we do as a city during those 8 games, during those trips, to help rejuvenate the players, help drive up the city, because these are some critical days coming up, and we need to bring playoff hockey to Joe Louis or to Little Caesars Arena. I'm Thanksgiving. I'm doing everything today.
I say just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, I don't know if you guys have been to a game recently, but the atmosphere in the arena has been electric, and the guys notice it. It creates a home ice advantage, and from puck drop all the way through the third period, and sometimes even overtime. The energy fans are bringing has been incredible, and just keep doing that. And I know we're going to do everything we can to make sure we're bringing playoff hockey.
The Detroit Sports Commission ought to have a big pep rally on one of these critical days.
I'm ready.
We need to let this team know that this city is behind them, right, Ken?
Absolutely, and I think the moves made at the deadline, bringing some veteran presence back, getting a defenseman, and Gibson's done such a great job in that this year. There's a different vibe in the city and a different vibe around the team. It's time. It's going to happen, and it's going to be really exciting to have the Tigers going, March Madness going, and have the Red Wings in the playoffs. What an exciting environment LCA is going to be this spring.
Yeah, it's definitely. And don't forget our friends, our partners at the Pistons. They're having an awesome year too. So April in the D is going to be live and a ton of fun. Just fans to come downtown and catch Tigers games, Pistons games, Wings games, and a bunch of other stuff that we got going on. So it's definitely a fun time to be a sports.
Real quick before we let you go, when I was an AD, the success of one team would really field through the whole program. All the teams would jump on board. Are you seeing that a little bit right now in the city of Detroit, where you've got the Lions, the Pistons, the Tigers, the Red Wings? They seem to be rising all at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, we certainly root for our partners to do great things and motivates us to do the same. And you see it with the players and in the front office. We support one another. This is such a great sports community, and it's a great time to be part of it too, with all the teams playing the way that they have been, and excited to see how it comes together this spring and this summer.
As do we. Ryan Gustafson, President and CEO of Village Sports and Entertainment, one of the great leaders of this city. The Wings on the ice Thursday against the Canadiens, 7 p.m. Let's get them going. Come on, Detroit. We'll be back here at Doyle's Irish Pub right after this break with Marty Dobeck, the Executive Director of the Detroit Sports Commission.
Michigan Auto Law, the law firm that puts people over everything.
At Michigan Auto Law, we care more, so you win more. If you've been injured in an auto accident, just call us. Michigan Auto Law, people over everything. Visit autolaw.com.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
There's no championship league for small business owners, but if there was, you'd be at the top of the standings. Because going pro with Lenovo Pro means you've got the winning formation, one-on-one advice, IT solutions, and customized hardware powered by Intel Core Ultra processors help you stay ahead of the competition. Right. Business goes pro with Lenovo Pro. Sign up for free at Lenovo.com/pro.
Lenovo. Hey there, homeowners. Living in Michigan means enjoying the beauty of all 4 seasons. But it also comes with unpredictable weather that can cause power surges, which can pose serious threats to appliances, heating and cooling systems, and expensive electronics. Crystal here from Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical to let you know that whole home surge protectors can save you thousands in potential damages and give you peace of mind. Visit familyheating.com to find the location nearest you and ask about our whole home surge protectors today. That's familyheating.com.
You could file your taxes on a basic free service, which is fine. But are you okay with fine? Because when it's your money on the line, do you really want to guess if you missed a credit or hope the math is right? Get the confidence of TurboTax for free right on the Intuit Credit Karma app. Free Fed and free state for simple 1040s only. Around 37% of filers qualify. See details at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for EITC, CTC, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A.
Flagship radio for the Michigan State Spartans. 760 WJR.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription. And I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Catch School Talks with Dr. Robert Livernoy.
Join us this week for a special edition of School Talks inside the Michigan School Machine, where we'll talk discipline.
School districts are in the best position to judge for themselves what type of penalty is appropriate in their school environment. Obviously, the big ones that are on the radar today are weapons. Bringing a firearm to school is a mandatory expulsion offense.
School Talks, Sundays at 3 on WJR.
WJR invites you to boot, scoot, and boogie with country music icons Brooks and Dunn in concert when they bring their Neon Moon tour to Pine Out Music Theater September 24th with special guests David Lee Murphy and Willow Avalon. You could win tickets from us. Text keyword boogie to 800-859-0957. Sponsored by Live Nation. Tickets available for purchase at Ticketmaster.
We come.
You've got the annual St. Patrick's Day celebration on WJR with a special edition WJR Spotlight, sponsored by Visit Detroit. Once again, live from Doyle's Irish Pub, Mark Hollis, Terry Radigan, and Ken Hayward.
A special thanks to all of our sponsors for today's broadcast throughout the day, 6 a.m. Right up till 9 p.m. tonight, from right here at Doyle's Irish Pub at the St. John's Resort. Just an incredible place. And Ken, a special thanks to Visit Detroit for making the broadcast today, in particular the one the three of us are on, possible. The background that you have is incredible. The leadership that you've exuded, everything you've done, and I've been kind of right next to you in all of them. We've kind of grown up together. But this next guy is who we very early coined the quarterback of the NFL draft, and he's really jumped into an incredible position. Ken, I'd really appreciate it if you would introduce the executive director of the Detroit Sports Commission.
It would be my pleasure, Mark. Martin is what I say to him every day when I walk in. And he tells me that only his mother calls him that. And I said, you just gave me all the green light to call you Martin every morning now. So, but we're really lucky to have Marty Dobeck as our executive director of the Detroit Sports Commission. He did a great job, has done a great job, exhibited during the NFL draft. We have the Final Four coming in. There's so many great things we're going to talk about with him in the next few minutes. And, he's so good at his job, Mark, that he overcomes a shaky board chair. Oh, that's right. You're here, Terry. Sorry about
and Terry, before you get into that, because you do an incredible job leading this, and I'd like Marty to kind of describe to our listeners. It's like an executive board, but it's really become even more so sort of that advisory group. And Marty, if you can describe it, and then you introduce the chairman of your board.
Gentlemen, thanks for having me. Really appreciate that. Gave you the green light, Ken. Wearing my Wayne State green today. Proud alma mater of Wayne State. But no, thanks for having me on, gentlemen. And the Detroit Sports Commission and our board, just a great group of experts, and essentially really the engine behind whether a market like Detroit really can compete for and deliver major events at the highest level. When key decision makers, the NBA or the NCAA, the NFL, they're evaluating the city, they're not just looking at locations or venues or hotels. They're really asking themselves who's backing a bid and do the right decision makers in that town support it. And it just overall unlocks relationships you can't otherwise. And we're just so thankful that we have just such a strong group of advisors and experts in our community supporting us. And there's no better individual to lead that group. And we're proud to have the chair of the Detroit Sports Commission and our board, Terry Radigan.
Marty, thank you. And I'll tell you, we just had our meeting on Monday morning, and as much fun and energizing as the meeting is, the meeting after the meeting is pretty fun too, where we debrief and we kind of think, what did we just hear? What just happened? We didn't get through our whole agenda as usual because we have so much going on. But under your leadership, Marty, there's just an energy that is palpable in our town, and we're really, really proud of you. The thing about it is you execute and lead the team that executes all these events in town, but you spend a lot of time out of town pitching our city to various sanctioning bodies and organizations. And I know you were at the Big Ten basketball tournament over the weekend to make sure that you know that the Big Ten knows that we want that tournament here in Detroit. And for you to be out there and taking a member or two of our board to represent our city is invaluable, and we really appreciate that.
No, appreciate it, Terry. It's critical. We got to have engagement, and we have to be visible in front of those key decision makers like the Big Ten, like the NCAA, and my travel schedule and get to experience some great events. But my travel schedule in March and in April picks up, and I think last year in the month of April I was home a total of 8 days. But it's just the importance of being on the road and making sure Detroit is out there, and they're meeting who represents Detroit at the end of the day. And it's just not me; it's the whole team supporting our efforts. And Ken, you, Terry, Mark as well, and Claude and Dave, and just a great board overall.
There's nothing like negotiating your next contract right here live on WJR, right? Hey, Marty?
Exactly.
Hey, there's so many events that are going on, and a lot of folks have heard, the draft, the Final Four that's coming in. We've got a regional coming in. But what are some of the unique events that the Detroit Sports Commission gets involved with? Maybe some that are coming up this summer or some that might be out on the horizon?
Yeah, I mean, just next month we're having a great youth basketball circuit hit Detroit. It's an elite grassroots basketball circuit that's going to feature some of the top high school prospects, and it's going to have 30 basketball courts down at Huntington Place. It's called Next Pro Circuit. It's a Pro 16. It's sponsored by Puma. Just really obviously shows the versatility of Huntington Place. But to get youth basketball in a great basketball city with all the basketball that's coming up, not only on the men's side, but the women's side with Big Ten women's basketball tournament coming, it just really celebrates that and really just showcases the sport here, and also is a really good test case for us to determine, with Huntington Place, the future feasibility of events like Next Pro that's coming to town. So we're excited about that. And then we have the largest annual adaptive sport event for military veterans in the world coming in July, and that's the National Veterans Wheelchair Games. Majority of that will be at Huntington Place with various venues. There's fishing components, there's bowling, hosted in partnership with the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs, Paralyzed Veterans of America. Features 20 plus sports with hundreds of veteran athletes and support staff, and just significant community impact aligning with inclusion, accessibility, and above all, veteran support initiatives, which they've given so much to our country, and we're just honored and privileged to host an event like that. And then just lastly, like in August, we wrap up the summer in a really just great way with the APP Detroit Open, pickleball. Professional pickleball players are coming in for that. That will be at Vibe Credit Union Show Place. So probably around 800 to 1,000 pickleball players will take over that great facility. And then we have the Professional Disc Golf World Championships at Kensington Metro Park, which is just the premier global championship. And it's going to draw top international players from probably 30 plus countries, highly engaged fan base. It's an event. It's got music, it's got some culture tied into it, great, vendor scene. So we really encourage, Metro Detroiters to get out and from around the state to check it out, because it really just showcases, obviously, overall the diversity of sport that we're able to attract to our region.
Marty, I'm glad you mentioned those, because I think people need to remember that Visit Detroit means Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb County. So when you talk about the pickleball event and the disc golf event out in Oakland County, some of the fishing that takes place in Macomb County, and of course Metro Detroit, which in the downtown Detroit area, which gets a lot of these events. But I do think it's important that people realize that Visit Detroit does represent the 3 counties. But I want to turn the page a little bit and just have you share real quickly, when you're talking to the NCAA, just explain to our listeners how far in advance that process begins to get like a Final Four. And I know some of the future NCAA wrestling and other events that you're talking to. Explain to people how far out you have to work on those to make those happen.
Yeah. Just last week we received information from the NCAA for another Final Four cycle that's about to, cities are going to obviously review and potentially embark on, and it's 2032 through 2036. 10 years from now they're starting to play cities, but it's also, in the other NCAA championships, it's out through 31, and Big Ten championships out through 31 as well. But it shows the importance of now, because we're positioning our city in the future, but it just goes to show the importance of alignment, from the state level to the county level to the city level, corporate, community, and everybody supporting the effort, because that's, we have to, very competitive process, and we're always fighting to stay competitive in this process. We have to position ourselves accordingly.
Marty, as we go off, back when we first got the NFL draft, along with some committee members on the Detroit Sports Commission, we looked at you and said, you're going to be the quarterback of the NFL draft. You looked frightened. But Terry, hasn't he grown up to just doing incredible work, not only with the draft, but everything he's involved with now?
It's been delightful to watch and a pleasure to work alongside you, Marty. We appreciate everything you do, and we certainly appreciate you taking some time out of your busy day tonight to talk with us.
And we're going to
appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Marty. We're going to be back here at Doyle's Irish Pub. The show continues. We got some great guests coming up right around the corner. We'll be back right after this.
Do you have an IRA or 401k? You want to think of this as being your money. But remember, you still have to pay taxes when you withdraw this money in retirement. And these taxes, well, they could be a lot higher than you know. Learn how you could reduce or potentially eliminate these taxes with a free retirement tax savings analysis. It's from the Brzezinski Group, a second-generation financial advisory firm right here in Metro Detroit. If you saved at least $250,000, schedule your free analysis now by calling 800-641-3361. This free analysis could save you tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes in retirement. Call 800-641-3361. That's 800-641-3361.
Try giving him
Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC. Firm does not provide legal or tax advice.
At Average House Furniture Warehouse, our sofas have cushions, our tables have 4 legs, our recliners recline. So come on by for a perfectly average experience.
Cumulus Digital doesn't stop at average. We work with more than 4,000 local businesses every month, delivering campaigns that beat industry averages by over 25%, driving real, measurable growth. You're not average. Your results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com to start outperforming today.
It's the 15th annual Salute to Service Nights at USA Hockey Arena in Plymouth, March 20th and 21st. Join Team USA in celebrating America's 250 years with honor and thanking our local heroes. Because of generous supporters, this event is always free for military, veterans, first responders, and their families. Each night includes USA hockey game tickets, veteran and military resources, free food and beverage, kids' activities, giveaways, special guests, and lots of family fun. Go to usahockeyarena.com for more information.
Ready to buy, sell, renovate, or reimagine your home? Don't miss Michigan's largest real estate and home improvement show, March 28th and 29th at the Oakland Expo Center in Waterford. Explore exhibitors covering every stage of the home journey, from mortgages and real estate to remodeling, landscaping, and design inspiration. Bring the whole family for interactive exhibits and prize giveaways. Michigan's largest real estate and home improvement show, March 28th and 29th. Grab advanced discount tickets at largestrealestateshow.com. That's largestrealestateshow.com. Your child's education is the foundation for tomorrow's leaders. Listen every Sunday at 3 p.m. for School Talks, hosted by Dr. Robert Livernoy. A conversation on all things education, from parents and students to educators and policymakers. School Talks is dedicated to in-depth discussions and analysis with experts on a wide range of topics in education. Sponsored by Collins and Blaha, attorneys at law, specializing in the representation of school districts. Collins and Blaha, your education experts. collinsandblaha.com.
You could file your taxes on a basic free service, which is fine. But are you okay with fine? Because when it's your money on the line, do you really want to guess if you missed a credit or hope the math is right? Get the confidence of TurboTax for free right on the Intuit Credit Karma app. Free Fed and free state for simple 1040s only. Around 37% of filers qualify. See details at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for EITC, CTC, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A.
Never miss the Daily Dose.
The Daily Dose?
The Daily Dose
The Daily Dose
of Deets. The Daily Dose of Deets. The top of mind topics and stories.
Because America keeps building, innovating, and growing.
But at a depth and breadth that only Kevin Deets can conceive.
Love doesn't have to be built on these grand gestures.
It's Can't Miss Radio.
You can't fake that kind of leadership Verlander is going to be able to bring to Scooball.
Kevin's own unique take on news and entertainment that'll get you talking all day.
Social media should not get a pass just because it's digital.
And into tomorrow. The Daily Dose of Deets. First thing out of the gate on All Talk with Kevin Deets. Weekdays at 9 on WJR. You've got the annual St. Patrick's Day celebration on WJR with a special edition WJR Spotlight, sponsored by Visit Detroit. Once again, live from Doyle's Irish Pub, Mark Hollis, Terry Radigan, and Ken Haywood.
And welcome back to the show. I have a good friend. He can only be on for a couple of minutes because his job is running this entire March Madness. His first year was actually my first year on the committee. For 5 years, I was blessed to learn from this gentleman. But Dan Gavitt joins us, the Senior Vice President of Basketball for the NCAA. Real quick, talk about this year, but more importantly, know that we're all chomping at the bit that a year from now, you'll be getting ready on the road to Detroit.
Hey, Mark, good to be with you.
Talk a little bit about the excitement of the tournament, and then for those of us that are in Detroit, get us fired up for what we're going to be doing a year from now.
Well, we're going to end the review here right after Indianapolis. 2 crowns in the time, and can't wait to bring the Final Four back to the experience. And logo launched back in December. It's just a great example of how excited Detroit is to host our special event, and I know how much basketball is such a part of the fabric of the state of Michigan and the city of Detroit. So couldn't be more excited, Mark.
Well, Dan, we're really looking forward to having you back in town, and with the host institution being one close to Mark and my heart, Michigan State, we're just really excited to work together again, and we can't wait to get you through the Indianapolis tournament, which is going to be fantastic, and then on the way to the Motor City.
And great job putting Buffalo and Michigan, or Michigan State and Michigan both in Buffalo, so they can all go down there and have a good time together.
They're in an environment. Coach Izzo was on earlier, and he said he's glad he's up in Buffalo because his guys can't go outside and get in trouble because the weather, it'll kill them. So that's good.
Dan, we're gonna.
Yeah, winter returned here pretty quickly in the Midwest, didn't it? Yeah.
I know the business very well there, and I know it's time for you to sprint back down that tunnel and get courtside because the games are just about to get back underway down there in Dayton in the first four, with Howard having a nice lead, which I like. A little bit of a lead. It's nice.
Yeah, great first half between Howard and UMBC. Terrific crowd once again in Dayton for first four, and we're looking forward to a great second game in Texas and NC. And True TV for the first time ever, Dick Vitale will join Charles Barkley and Brian Smith to call the game. So pretty historic night.
Well, get back to your seat so Joanne Scott's not mad at me. And we're going to continue to talk college basketball right here after you get off. But thank you so much, Dan Gavitt, for joining us. In a very busy time for you.
Appreciate it. 2027. Very special. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, I want to tell you, there are three people that really influenced the early start of my college career. And that was Wayne Duke, who was a commissioner of the Big Ten. C.M. Newton, who was the athletic director at Kentucky. And a gentleman named Dan Gavitt, of course, the father. He passed away, it'll be about 15 years now. And you look back on people that in your life that really changed the rudder of not only what you do, but how you do it. And all three of those gentlemen were incredible at that for us.
Legendary names, Mark. And, I think it was obvious by all you accomplished at MSU, the great things, the innovative things. But when you do have mentors like that are pillars of the industry that you can learn from, it does make a difference. And now the city of Detroit's benefiting from it. So thanks to them.
It's kind of fun with the Gavitts that I was a bit of a mentor from the dad, and I'm a bit of a mentee for the son.
Well, it's always better coming from someone than the dad.
Right.
He'll listen to you.
Listen
He probably
to
wouldn't listen to your dad, right?
You guys have your brackets ready? Are you done? All filled in?
He's got his there. I have not yet started mine, so I need to do that. I usually start with Michigan State winning it all, and then I work backward from there. So I'll do that again.
Makes it easy.
Yeah.
Let's ask who kind of we have in the Final Four. You want to hold your breath and have Ken start?
Yes.
Wonder who he's going to pick?
Yes, I want to hear.
I wonder who that's going to be. Last year, for the first time in a long time, all four number one seeds made it to the Final Four. It was chalk last year.
Right.
And I really, really want to do something different than that. I think, the region that I think is susceptible is, I think, Houston beating Florida in the South as a 2 seed. I really like that. I really like Arizona. I really like, the Duke, and I got to go with my Wolverines out of the Midwest. So not quite chalk, but almost chalk. And when you get to the Final Four, then anything can happen.
Terry, I'll give you a couple things. Duke and Michigan, by far all year, have been the best teams out there. I'm going to tell you right now, one of them's not going to make it to the Final Four.
Okay, I like that. It's a hot take.
It's a hot take. It's just something to sound authoritative, and who knows? But that's with all the sports.
Exactly. Well, I like what Seth Greenberg said. Having Michigan and Michigan State both make it to the Final Four.
I think he needed a drug test after that.
And if not this year, then what better way for us to host the Final Four in Detroit and have both of our local teams there? Why not throw Oakland in there as well, right? So we almost made it.
UDA made it to the championship game.
Right.
It's Thursday and Friday might be my two favorite days of the whole year. Yeah. It's an opportunity to see upsets. You see drama. You see game after game after game. How have you enjoyed those Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sundays of the first, second round?
I used to take the days off, and now that I'm semi-retired, I don't have to worry about that. So I can just watch from start to finish. But
I've spent about the last 15 of them, one of those Thursday or Friday days with Jeff Mercer.
Is that right?
We always get together no matter what. We find a place, we get together, and we watch basketball and have a good time and catch up on life and family and everything else. And that, I think, I actually heard Coach Izzo on a TV interview earlier today as they were leaving for the airport. Even if you're not a basketball fan, you're a March Madness fan.
Right.
You have people fill out brackets. They couldn't tell you, who the the backup point guard for Michigan or Michigan State is, but they're going to fill out a bracket.
Yep.
And you know what? They've got just as good a chance as I do to win the whole thing, because it really doesn't matter, because it's crazy. They call it madness for a reason, but I think it's about being with good friends and having great conversations. And Mr. Marshall there has been a guy I've spent probably the last 15 years with, at least one of the Thursday or Friday.
That's awesome. And the way they staggered the start times so that
so much fun.
The games are ending and then they'll go to another game for another buzzer beater.
Was that your idea, Mark? Stagger the games?
We were involved in some of that, but the one thing I wanted to share is, being around Tom Izzo since before I was the athletic director, where I was. I was at the first and second rounds, and as a staff, you take a lot of people, right? You got to manage donors and that. But you're all hoping if you get a Thursday game, you hope you can win for the reason that you get to enjoy those Friday games right there in the location, and kind of vice versa. It's that advance, it's the camaraderie that you get, and Ken nails it. The people that you spend the entire March Madness time, whether it's first, second round, or Final Four, a lot of times are the people that you're closest to.
That's right.
It's
memory making.
Memory making. Did you pick your 4 teams?
I told you Michigan, Michigan State, and then would Arizona and Houston be 2 more? No.
Yeah, they're separate.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, I think it's another. I think two of the ones are going to make it, and that's going to be exciting. We've got a whole nother hour coming up with the 3 Stooges of WJR.
Yes,
we'll be back.
You owe back taxes? Listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait, and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-780-3599. 800-780-3599. 800-780-3599.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Whitaker Logistics is looking to bring on owner-operators with later model trucks, fleet owners, and highly qualified company drivers throughout our Midwest region. If you're an experienced driver willing to run in a regional market, our customer base provides a work-life balance and dispatch flexibility second to none. In addition to our flexible work week configurations, ask about our contractor compensation, as well as our company driver benefits. Talk to our recruiter at 866-711-1390 or submit your application at drivewhitaker.com.
I'm Ann Thomas. Congratulations to the 2026 Women Who Lead class. Renee Fluker, founder and CEO of College Career Beyond Midnight Golf, is proud of her program.
From 17 to over 3,000 young people that we still stay in contact with. I'm doing a database now. The first Midnight Golf kids up until 2018, and you should see their careers.
Special thanks to University of Michigan Health, Von Voigtlander Women's Hospital for supporting Women Who Lead.
Our Representative Tom Barrett is standing up for radio listeners like us by supporting legislation to keep AM radio in cars. He knows the value of local radio in times of emergency. Now it's time for Congress to finish the job and pass the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act. Learn more at dependonam.com. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
I'm Ann Thomas. Congratulations to the 2026 Women Who Lead class. Renee Fluker, founder and CEO of College Career Beyond Midnight Golf, is proud of her program.
From 17 to over 3,000 young people that we still stay in contact with. I'm doing a database now. The first Midnight Golf kids up until 2018, and you should see their careers.
Special thanks to University of Michigan Health, Von Voigtlander Women's Hospital for supporting Women Who Lead.
Your morning is busy, so we'll keep it brief. Upgrade your routine with WJR's 5 Things First Thing. JR Morning with Chris, Lloyd, and Jamie break down the top 5 stories in just 5 minutes. Delivered straight to your device. Start your day by hitting play. Subscribe today on the always free WJR app.
This is the great voice of the Great Lakes, 760 WJR, Detroit, a Cumulus media station.
The Trump administration not speaking with one voice on Iran. I'm Tom Regani, Fox News. The top aide to Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, is the first to resign over the Iran war. The White House is reacting. Fox's Aisha Hosni is there.
The White House battling internal pushback on the Iran strikes. The director of the National Counterterrorism Center, Joe Kent, resigned, claiming Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation and that Trump bowed to pressure from Israel. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt pushing back on that, saying the president had, quote, strong and compelling evidence that Iran was going to attack the United States first.
According to Israel Defense Forces, 2 more leaders of the Iran regime have been killed in Israeli airstrikes.
First, a key player to talk about, Ali Larijani, head of the National Security Council, and widely seen as the de facto leader in Iran, in no small part because Mojtaba Khamenei has not shown up in public or any leadership role more than 2 weeks since he was named the new supreme leader. Also killed overnight, Ghulam Reza Soleimani. He's the head of the Basij forces. That's the force that brutally cracked down on the latest popular uprising. Now, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says the assassinations give the people of Iran a chance.
It's Fox's Mike Tobin in Tel Aviv. President Trump calling on NATO allies for help getting ships through the Strait of Hormuz in order to ease oil prices. Fox's Lucas Tomlinson on what ships were able to traverse the channel.
While traffic through the strait has slowed to a trickle, 15 vessels did transit the Strait of Hormuz, according to marine traffic. And India says 2 of its tankers made it out after a deal was cut and it sent destroyer escorts. China gets nearly half of its oil through the strait, and diplomatic efforts are likely ongoing to get more of their oil out. And in the Arabian Sea, the USS Abraham Lincoln Air Wing continues strike missions over Iran.
It's Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. America's listening to Fox News.
You never know who might be taking the quiz.
Hi, everyone. It's Candace Cameron Bure.
Hey, everyone. It's Phil Sims.
It's Dolores Catania.
Hey, everyone. I'm Kix Brooks.
It's Candace Bushnell.
I'm Rob Paulson. I'm Ryan Serhant.
Hey, everyone. I'm Nicole Polizzi.
Everybody's Kevin Nealon.
What's up, guys? It's Nia Sue, and it's time to take the quiz.
5 questions in less than 5 minutes every day. Listen and follow at thequiz.fox.
The world of business moves fast. Stay on top of it with the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday. Fox Business reporters, anchors, and hosts will bring you beneath the stock market speculation and boardroom drama to tell you about the biggest business stories of today. Whether you're on Main Street or Wall Street, Fox Business is invested in you.
Listen to the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
The Senate has voted to formally open debate on the Save America Act by a vote of 51 to 48. It would require proof of citizenship to register and photo ID to vote. Fox's Chad Pergram explains what happens next.
What this does, it propels the Senate into a series of debates over the next, couple of days, probably through the weekend, and we'll see if they can ever, get the votes to pass this.
Republicans say it would ensure only citizens vote in U.S. elections. Democrats say there's little proof non-citizens are voting. There's virtually no chance the bill will reach the 60 votes necessary to cut off a Democratic filibuster. Cuba is experiencing a days-long blackout. Fox's Julian Turner is at the State Department with details on why and how the U.S. is involved.
Cuba's national power grid has essentially collapsed. Now, under the pressure of a U.S. oil embargo, it has prevented any shipments from reaching the country's shores since January 9th. As of now, the country remains in a virtual blackout. President Trump today saying he is seizing on the regime's moment of weakness and angling for regime change. Secretary of State Rubio says the whole point of the oil embargo is to get Miguel Diaz-Canel out. On Cuba's streets, it isn't just the lights that are out. Price spikes have followed as more businesses are relying on ground transportation alone, sparking large-scale protests across the country.
The communist regime is limiting air travel and tourism while rationing gas in addition to hospital services. Attorney General Pam Bondi's been subpoenaed to answer questions from Congress about the Justice Department's sex trafficking investigation of Jeffrey Epstein and the agency's handling of millions of files related to the disgraced financier. Those files have been released, though many have redactions. Bondi today was ordered to appear for a deposition on April 14th by the Committee on Oversight and Government Reform after a vote earlier this month was supported by 5 Republicans. I'm Tom Rigotti. This is Fox News.
WJR traffic and weather first.
I-94 eastbound between Little Mac and Harper Avenue, an accident. Only the right lane open. Emergency crews are on the scene. Traffic is slowing. 696 eastbound from Orchard Lake Road to past Franklin Road. The 2 left lanes closed due to construction. 10 Mile Road westbound after Woodward Avenue, the left lane blocked due to road work. I'm Peggy Hodge, WJR traffic and weather first.
Been a cold St. Patrick's Day. We're tracking some snows on weather radar. Again, some of the snowbelt counties over in southwestern Michigan have inches of snow on the ground downwind from Lake Michigan today. Been a very cold St. Patrick's. 19 our low tonight. Cloudy on Wednesday, high 36. Rain showers Thursday, 44. Rain showers Friday, 50. I'm meteorologist Scott Laria. More at the Weather Channel on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Here we go.
760 WJR St. Patrick's Day celebration continues with a WJR Spotlight, sponsored by Visit Detroit. Now live from Doyle's Irish Pub, here are Mark Hollis, Terry Radigan, and Ken Hayward.
Welcome back to Doyle's Irish Pub here on St. Patrick's Day. WJR special day. Real quick, we only got a couple seconds. Learnings from the first hour of the show.
Well, love talking to Coach Izzo, and so appreciated him taking time out of what is a very busy schedule. Really enjoyed that. Love to hear about the women's hockey professional game that's coming to Joe Louis or to Little Caesars Arena on the 28th. I'd say those are the 2 big takeaways for me.
And we're going to be back with so much more, and we have an opportunity to talk about a few things we want to talk about, right? We'll be back at Doyle's.
My name is Kamal Shohayer. I am the owner of Choice Properties and the Choice Group, and we do business in 5 states. We started dealing with Treon about 10 years ago, and they were highly recommended. We like to deal with companies that care about the community that they do business with, and we feel Treon does that because we witnessed the wonderful things that they do for the community on so many levels. And that is why we rely.
What? Let's get a talk this second because Frank Gilbert's not available.
Detroit is more than a destination and far more than meets the eye. From downtown to the Tri-County area, Detroit attracts 40% of Michigan visitors and generates more than $5 billion in economic activity. That's what makes Detroit the beating heart of pure Michigan. Visit Detroit is proud to play our part by promoting the Motor City to visitors from all over the world. When we champion our workers, businesses, and communities, we can help write the next chapter in Michigan's bright future. Now's the time to discover all the treasures in Oakland, Macomb, and Wayne County. Go to visitdetroit.com to plan your experience today.
I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. We make mortgages easy, and we believe transparency is the key to great client service. Our clients get the lowest rate and fees while communicating with one home loan advisor from start to finish. To make your experience even easier, we're going to cover the cost of your appraisal. Transparent and direct communication, lowest rates and fees, and a free appraisal. The client just means more at Hall Financial. 866-CALL-HALL or callhallfirst.com.
Hall Financial, equal housing lender. NMLS number 1467435.
Flagship radio for the Michigan State Spartans. 760 WJR. Call us or text us. The number's the same. 1-800-859-0957. 1-800-859-WJR. Powered by Michigan Auto Law. Auto Accident Attorneys. Visit autolaw.com. That's autolaw.com.
Searching and searching up and down the dial for NCAA men's basketball. All the most important games from this week's giant matchup right down to the final game. What are you searching for? You're already there. The NCAA playoffs are here, courtesy of Westwood One on 760 WJR.
You got the annual St. Patrick's Day celebration on WJR with a special edition WJR Spotlight, sponsored by Visit Detroit. Once again, live from Doyle's Irish Pub, Mark Hollis, Terry Radigan, and Ken Hayward.
And welcome back to Doyle's Irish Pub here with Terry Radigan and Ken Hayward, just 2 of the greatest guys I've known for a long, long time. Ken, I want to make sure we get you in first in this segment so we don't get boxed out.
If you give it to Terry, I'll never get a shot. I mean, Obviously.
I go real quick, guys. Oops, 1 minute
Sorry,
segment.
bud.
Oh, good.
Ken, there's so much good going on in sports. You've been not only a fan, but more a supporter of everything that goes on. Sports in Detroit right now, and I'll really say entertainment in Detroit right now is just at an all-time peak.
Absolutely. And you think about it, we have all of our major sports teams within walking distance. You have theaters within walking distance. There's not a city that you can go to that has what we have. And I think back to my days at the start of the Pure Michigan campaign and what Detroit has going on right now. And it was like we have a world-class destination and we don't get the word out like we should. And I think the NFL draft changed all that.
I agree.
It opened the spigot for everyone to pay attention, that it's safe, that it's fun, that it's inviting, that it's welcoming. And I think it has changed the whole complexion. And then you get the grit of the Lions, and you get all the Pistons, the Red Wings, and the Tigers, 2 playoffs in a row. I mean, we are absolutely grooving, and I think we're capitalizing on it. We have the Final Four coming. There's some other great things in the pipeline, and we should all feel very fortunate and very lucky that we have what we have in downtown Detroit.
And Terry, the hotels are falling in. Cosm's going to open here at the end of 26, which Detroit's one of the first cities, along with LA, to get a facility like that. It's just sports are clicking at a very high level.
And it's changed a lot and improved a lot just since the draft, which was only two years ago, but Hudson's wasn't done yet, and now it is, and you've got the shopping there. It's unbelievable. I happened to be there after a Michigan State Oakland game in December, and the snow was falling, and the people were jam-packed in downtown Detroit, going to the restaurants, going to the stores, shopping. It was idyllic. It was something I never thought I would see, and it's just such a joy.
To think you're going to go downtown and you walk along the streets and all of a sudden, there's a boot place I want to see, or there's a new, it's unheard of.
And we haven't even talked about golf.
Golf, yeah. The
Rocket Classic.
I tell you what, Ken, you know my personality, and I've never been this excited in a long time to be able to grab something that's been, frankly, was very challenged last year from a revenue standpoint. And this is the community's golf tournament, and that's what we believe in. That's why Dan brought it here from Washington, D.C. So we've turned over everything, and most importantly, we've listened. So as you look at the Rocket Classic, one of the most expensive grounds tickets on the tour last year, we're flipping the script, and we're going to make it among the most affordable. Even on Thursday, you can go for $31.30. Listen, the 313 is everywhere. Joe Hooks was announced yesterday as one of our 4 exemptions. Played at Detroit Mercy High School, played at Wayne State University, an incredibly young man. And we look forward to giving him that opportunity and him giving us the opportunity to really have him on the course.
But judging from your suntan, I think you might have been some places where maybe you've been out talking to some professional golfers about coming to spend some time with us in Detroit.
So when you talk to agents at PGA, so what we're trying to do, Ken, is bring people to Detroit, bring the best players to Detroit, bring visitors to Detroit in a big, big way. And yeah, we go out and recruit, and without announcing even a single name, I will tell you it was one of the best first day recruiting weeks we've ever had, and Detroit's going to be amazed by what we put out there on.
And remind people it's
course.
Later this year,
right?
On a course that's been renovated.
Right. I don't even think I'm going to have to explain it because I think it's it's a great question. But Terry, playing later from attracting players and attracting fans in this state, would you agree it's ideal?
It is ideal, and the fact of the matter is what we need now more than anything is for folks to come to the tournament. We've got the players, we've got the ticket price that agrees, we've got the new course, and the fact of the matter is it is a world-class event, and not many times do you see that a PGA Tour event is taking place in the city center. It's oftentimes on, out in the suburbs or whatever. It's a gem. It's a competitive advantage for us. And the best thing we can all do is go and watch the tournament. And now with these ticket prices, why wouldn't you?
There's no doubt. And I tip my hat to Dan Gilbert for having the vision of what this event, and it really was a precursor to kind of the renaissance back to the way things were when sports were thriving here. We were getting Ryder Cups and Super Bowls and Final Fours. You're now seeing the front end of that. Other than Dan, folks like Chris Illich, who are some others that either one of you see in this city as either a rising star that can help Ken and get the funds that we need?
I think Arntellum has been a huge addition to our community. They've embraced it. Ian and his wife Nancy, who's on the board at TKO Sports, who's bringing some events to the city, has been huge.
And I would say Grant Gilbert, son of Dan, who's taken on
Grant's going to be a rising star.
He is. There's no doubt about it.
We've got so much, and we get to talk a little bit more about sports right here in Detroit. We've been holding back on the Final Four a little bit, right, Terry?
Yes, we have. We've been, but we're ready.
But we won't be in this next segment. The CEO of the 2027 NCAA Final Four right here in Detroit is joining us next. Dave Beechman.
Hear that? That's what having fewer hot flashes and night sweats can sound like. Veoza is the #1 prescribed hormone-free treatment FDA approved for moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms, also known as hot flashes and night sweats, due to menopause.
Guess is there.
Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to veoza.com. That's VEOZAH.com.
When your money's on the line, are you okay with a basic free tax service? Get the confidence of TurboTax with free Fed and state filing on Intuit Credit Karma. Around 37% of filers qualify. Simple 1040s only. See details at turbotax.com/free.
Catch School Talks with Dr. Robert Livernoy.
Join us this week for a special edition of School Talks inside the Michigan school machine, where we'll talk discipline.
School districts are in the best position to judge for themselves what type of penalty is appropriate in their school environment. Obviously, the big ones that are on the radar today are weapons. Bringing a firearm to school is a mandatory expulsion offense.
School Talks, Sundays at 3 on WJR. Michigan Auto Law, the law firm that puts people over everything.
If you've been hurt in a car accident, see what makes us so different. Michigan's complete client care program. Michigan Auto Law, people over everything. Visit autolaw.com.
You know that feeling, Detroit. You're merging onto the lodge, you're hitting the 696 rush, and your eyelids feel like they weigh 10 pounds each. We just sprung forward for daylight saving time, and for many of us in the Motor City, that lost hour is still catching up. March is National Sleep Awareness Month, and while we're the city that keeps the world moving, we can't do it safely if we're running on empty. Drowsy driving is just as dangerous as drunk driving. Exactly what you don't need when you're navigating something like a Michigan construction zone. Prioritize your best slept self. Cool down your room. Put the phone away an hour before bed, and if you're feeling a micro sleep behind the wheel, pull over. Let's keep our streets safe and our minds sharp. Visit theNSF.org or search Sleep Awareness Month for more tips. Sleep well, Detroit. We've got a big day tomorrow. The Detroit Free Press Marathon is back in the running for USA Today's Best Marathon. Help defend our title. Let's show them what this city can do. Vote once a day, every day until March 23rd at 10best.usatoday.com. Cast your vote, Detroit. Let's stay number one.
You've got the annual St. Patrick's Day celebration on WJR with a special edition WJR Spotlight, sponsored by Visit Detroit. Once again, live from Doyle's Irish Pub, Mark Hollis, Terry Radigan, and Ken Haywood.
And welcome back to Doyle's Irish Pub here. Ken Hayward, Terry Radigan, just two of the great guys, and we're going to be joined here by another that all three of us are very close to. And Dave and I have known each other for a long time, even before the NFL draft. And one of our greatest bonds, and Dave, I want you to follow up on this, is the passion that you and I have for the Final Four. It's been part of our lives, where we've attended, where we've been at them for a long time in consecutive years. And I know how excited you are to be the CEO of the 27 NCAA Final Four. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Mark. Ken, Terry, good to be with you guys. And yeah, just to follow up on that, college basketball for me has always been my passion. Being a student athlete, coming through high school and college, and to your point, having attended almost every Final Four since 2003. Back in 2003 was the year we were awarded the 2009 Final Four, our first Final Four ever. And it's just a special event, and one I'm so excited and proud and privileged to really lead here locally for our community.
Terry, you were in the room November 22nd, 2022. The NCAA announced Detroit as a host city for the 27 Final Four. There's a lot that goes into those bid processes. Ken can speak to the financial and being competitive with other states, but being in that room, how did you feel with the presentation?
Well, I tell you what, it was a tribute to Dave and his team and Marty at the time who worked for Dave. We were more prepared. Detroit had a better presentation. We had a better video. We had better testimonials. We practiced the night before. I think other cities might have gone out to the pubs or whatever. We were in a conference room in a hotel, and we were rehearsing and making sure that we did not leave any stone unturned. And that was a testament, Dave, to you and your leadership and the whole team, and how gratifying it was to be successful there down in Houston.
Yeah, I think it's just a tribute to how far we've come as a community and how collaborative. And in large part, due to our efforts with the NFL draft, and I think that continued throughout the bid process for the Final Four. And I think the NCAA recognized, how far we've come as a community, and for the NFL to award our city one of their tentpole events, I think it just gave instant credibility that if they can host the NFL draft, and certainly Detroit's ready to host the Final Four.
Dave, I know we talked a lot about this, but it's not just 3 basketball games. Can you just touch on all of the total experience that Detroit is going to have throughout the week?
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it. You're going to hear it time and time again. No ticket, no problem, because only 73,000 basketball fans are going to have the opportunity to be in Ford Field. But as I like to say, it's not your father's Final Four anymore. And while the 2009 Final Four was a great event for our city, all of the events that took place then have been amplified to a whole nother level. Just starting with the March Madness Music Festival, that will have A-list talent throughout the weekend, Friday through Sunday. Jelly Roll, Chris Stapleton, acts like that he's performing, again, free and open to the public. There'll be a fan fest that will take place at Huntington Place, again, Friday through Monday. The interactive opportunities, sponsor activations, autograph sessions, basketball clinics for the kids. Again, almost free and open to the public. As they say, if you can't get in free, you're not trying hard enough. And then, there's a tip-off tailgate that will run throughout the weekend. Really an activation leading into the games on Saturday and Monday evening. They'll have a viewing party for the semifinal and national championship games. And then on the off days, the Friday, Sunday, they'll have a viewing party for the women's Final Four. So, those are just, a few of the opportunities that are available to our community. In addition, the National Association of Basketball Coaches hold their annual convention each year at the Final Four. So we'll have upwards of 3,000 college, junior college, high school basketball coaches here in town for their conference, a trade show, and of course, they'll be attending the games that weekend as well. But again, it's a great opportunity if you're a college basketball fan. You never know who you're going to run into on the streets or in a restaurant. And that really makes this event really special and kind of cool if you're a college basketball fan.
We just have a couple minutes left, and I want to ask you and Ken a real quick question. We are in the process right now of creating new events to try and drive revenues that will support the local organizing committee's efforts to bring these type of events here. In creating those, it's something that a lot of other locations, states don't have to do because they have a different process of driving funds. If we want to continue to have Final Fours, NFL drafts, All-Star games, let's start with you, Marty, and then real quick with you, Ken. What do we need to do as a state to make ourselves more attractable to the decision makers of these big events?
Yeah, well, we definitely need to be more competitive, and that will help us do so. If you look at a state like Texas, for example, it's no accident that all of these major events flow through the state of Texas every year or every other year. They have a funding model in place that reimburses for host expenses. For us, we've got to go out and raise that in the community, and you can only do that so often. Because you just get fatigued within the corporate community, and Ken can speak to the large special events and what we're doing to help push that through to give us better opportunity to be more successful and have more events on an annual basis.
And what needs to be done?
Well, we need, 32 other states have some sort of large special event funding mechanism for their events, and we do not. So, the question is, do they have it wrong or do we? And I would say, quite obviously, we do. When you guys are out, and Dave, and think about how great the pitch had to be that they decided to come here with us saying we will raise the money versus going to a state that says our state supports and we have this money already. When I talk to legislators, I use the analogy when Dave goes into a room and makes a bid, and if he gets that bid, he walks out and he says, holy crap, how are we going to raise this money? Other states go out and they're high-fiving and they're heading back to the pubs that they were at the night before when they didn't even have their presentation together. And that's the reality of the situation. So I tip my hat to how great the presentation and how great we have stepped forward to be a host, because they come with an IOU. And we need to fix that, and hopefully we will. But I can't tell you how proud all of us should be that the group that went and did that bid and got the business did it with an IOU.
It's just a matter of whether or not we want to have these things every few years or every 10 years, right, Dave? If that's the case, then that's fine, but we need the money.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. But what we have to look forward to right now, 382 days. We'll be sitting here this week in 1 year.
Are they calling both these guys for next 7?
4 teams to arrive in Detroit, and we're so excited about that. Incredible opportunity.
Dave Each, now in 2009, North Carolina, Michigan State, UConn, and Villanova came into Ford Field. And we're not going to get that emotion, I don't think. This year, Dave's going to be sitting at the table when these teams roll out. And you think of the amount of time, the number of years that Dave Beach now has been to Final Fours, how special that moment's going to be for him.
Yep.
We got more to go here from Doyle's Irish Pub. Are we ready, Mo? Larry?
Yes, we're ready.
We're ready.
We're going to close it out.
We're going to be back here strong with a couple of former student athletes from the University of Michigan and Michigan State University. We'll be back right after this.
Are you a parent of a 2 to 8-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting offer, then head to abcmouse.com/radio to learn more. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
We're offering a promo at abcmouse.com/radio to try it for free for a month. Then $14.99 per month until canceled. Go to abcmouse.com/radio to see this offer. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Actual ABC Mouse users compensate for their testimonials. Sponsored by Age of Learning.
Hey, John, why so glum? I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this. Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career. Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
You could file your taxes on a basic free service, which is fine. But are you okay with fine? Because when it's your money on the line, you really want to guess if you missed a credit or hope the math is right. Get the confidence of TurboTax for free right on the Intuit Credit Karma app. Free Fed and free state for simple 1040s only. Around 37% of filers qualify. See details at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for EITC, CTC, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A.
Visit Old St. Patrick Catholic Church for their 48th annual Lenten Fish Fry dinners every Friday, February 20th through March 27th from 4:30 till 7 p.m. Dinners include fish, choice of potato or mac and cheese, salad, and a beverage. Adult meals are $18 with discounts for seniors and children. Kids 4 and under eat free. St. Patrick Catholic Church is located at 5671 Whitmore Lake Road in Ann Arbor. For more information, visit stpatricka2.org.
Flagship radio for the Michigan State Spartans. 760 WJR.
Michigan's largest real estate and home improvement show is coming to Metro Detroit, March 28th and 29th at the Oakland Expo Center in Waterford. This isn't just a home show, it's a full real estate experience. Meet builders, designers, realtors, lenders, and home improvement experts all in one place. Get real-world advice on buying, selling, renovating, staging, and creating standout home designs. Whether you're a homeowner, future buyer, or real estate professional, there's something for everyone, including family activities, prize drawings, and interactive exhibits. Get advanced discount tickets at largestrealestateshow.com. That's largestrealestateshow.com.
March is your lucky month at the Nerve and Disc Institute in Farmington, Clinton Township, Grand Blanc, and Bad Axe. Hi, it's Paul W. Smith. Thousands of people, like my wife Kim and I, feel extremely lucky that our chronic back, neck, and knee pain are gone, thanks to our lucky charm, Dr. Saul Kogan. His non-surgical, non-invasive intradisc neutrosis and knee restore RX treatments stimulate the body's self-repair healing process. If you have spinal stenosis, herniated, bulging, or degenerative discs, sciatica pain or numbness, tingling or burning in your hands, arms, or legs, you're in luck. When you mention WJR in March, you'll get a consultation, examination, x-ray, or MRI review, and a laser treatment for just $49 for your first visit at the Nerve and Disc Institute. Your luck is about to change for the better. Call 586-416-DISC. That's 586-416-3472. Call now.
I'm Ann Thomas. Congratulations to the 2026 Women Who Lead class. Jen Bromett, CEO of Gazelle Sports, says it's important to have the right walking or running shoes.
It will make a tremendous difference on how you feel, how you recover. When you come in to see us, bring your shoes with you.
Special thanks to University of Michigan Health, Von Voigtlander Women's Hospital for supporting Women Who Lead.
You've got the annual St. Patrick's Day celebration on WJR with a special edition WJR Spotlight, sponsored by Visit Detroit. Once again, live from Doyle's Irish Pub, Mark Hollis, Terry Radigan, and Ken Hayward.
And welcome back to the show, Ken Hayward and Terry Radigan. I was so excited I wanted to introduce them. We're getting ready. And we're actually into it already. March Madness is underway. It's a time that I think a lot of fans, a lot of players, there's different perspectives. We've got a couple guys right here from the area, standout basketball player at West Bloomfield High School. He went on as a walk-on and later a captain at the University of Michigan. He advanced on to the NCAA tournament. He's experienced what these guys are going through right now. A standout basketball player from Rochester High School, went on to lead Michigan State's basketball team from 02 to 06, making it to the NCAA tournament 4 times, including an Elite Eight and a Final Four. And I am so sorry, David Merritt, that I have to give more props to green and white than the maize and blue. But David Merritt and Paul Davis joins us now, and I'll flip the script, and I'm going to throw it to my Go Blue friend.
There you
Hayward.
go. Well, as a former captain of a Michigan team, but more importantly, guys, the question I have for you as a player who played in the College World Series twice in the early 80s, can you each take a minute and just explain to our listeners how it's different? Because you can say it's the same game that you're playing, but I know it feels different having played for a championship like you guys did. Can you just each take a minute and explain how everything's magnified and it's different when you get to the NCAA tournament?
Well, first, you guys got to work on getting better talent. You have me with Paul Davis here, who just has a much more storied career than I had. But I would just say for us, it was really special because we had gone 11 years without making the NCAA tournament back in 2008, 2009. And so Coach Beilein's first year, we went 10-22. Really were able to turn it around that year. Making it to the NCAA tournament was our main mission and main goal. And so to get there, you don't want to just get there, you want to advance. And so it was just a truly special moment and a special year because of where we had been at the university and all of the challenges and getting back to the tournament and turning the program around. So it was a lot more, I think, for us about the history and kind of we wanted to make our own history, which made that run really special. We only made it to the second round, but it was still a pretty big deal for us at that time based on where we had been.
Paul, how about you?
Mark, I'm a little upset at you that you got one of the few Michigan people that I'm a big fan of.
That's all we try to do on the show here, Paul, is just bring on the ones that we like.
But for me personally, it felt like just a brand new season, and unfortunately being out of state this is 20th year since I graduated. Nobody ever talks about the ups or downs of the regular season. Everybody remembers the special games and runs in the tournaments. And so I was at practice yesterday and just told the guys, listen, underclassmen, your job is to send the seniors out right. And the seniors, your job is to make sure the underclassmen do that. And, there's one thing that coach cannot express to you, and that is the day where you cannot have an impact on the court anymore, because coach always has another year. But, our senior class, our guys have been through a lot, and I think we're going to have a great run. And it's very special that not only the Big Ten, but the two Michigan schools, I think, are really headlining some of the press.
I want to get a couple more questions in here, but as you go through this process, you look at the two of your lives. Both of you had different stories at college. One, his university athletic programs ebb and flow. Michigan was coming in trying to get back in. Michigan State, Paul, you had the expectations there at that time that you're going every year and you've got to rise the level. How do each of you handle kind of that stress of the pressure to succeed and also the pressure to not fail?
Yeah, for me, my role much different than Paul's. I averaged 2 points per game, and it was all about how do we help our players have the right mindset, have the right motivation, and make sure that they're ready to play. So our other senior captains, that was our main motivation. So we had a lot of sayings that year, but one of them was, "We in here today," and it was literally, how do we take each moment and be the best in that moment. Let's get better today. That was one of Coach Beilein's major philosophies. And so for us, it was really about every single opportunity and every single day that we have as basketball players at Michigan. It's not about the name on the back, it's about the name on the front. And how do you leave that type of legacy? So that entire year, it was all about every single day, let's be the best that we can be. And then you like stack those days each day throughout the year, and you're a much better team in March than you were to start the year. So that really was our motivation. We wanted to, as a team, leave a legacy for Michigan basketball and get it back on the right track. And to do that, you've got to take advantage of each practice. You've got to take advantage of each workout session, each film session. And we were proud after that year, making it to the second round. Felt good about leaving the university because we gave literally everything that we had on a day-to-day basis to accomplish our goal.
Paul, what about the flip side of the pressure of the need to always be at that highest level?
Well, when I came in, our seniors, 3 Final Fours, 3 Big Ten championships, and I didn't realize how special it was to have that tutelage. Whereas if you look at the team, Jackson and Cooper, they came in, they did not have a team that had been to a Final Four when, every group for a long time had made it to a Final Four. And so I think last year was much more important than anybody realizes, that they saw what it takes to get to an Elite Eight and potentially a Final Four, and now they can pass that on to the underclassmen. But it is a culture. And listen, we're blessed to have had 2 coaches in the last 50, 60 years. I played with a lot of guys in the pros that didn't even know the coach at their college. And so it is a culture. And when guys leave, they take that responsibility to heart because, as everybody knows, it doesn't matter what college you give up 4 years of your life every single day. And so to see our culture continue, and I give coaches a lot of credit on recruiting the right guys, but there's something special that when you leave, you don't understand it while you're there. And so our job as former guys is to try and impress upon that. Listen, there will be a time when you take that jersey off for the last time, and when you walk into Breslin, you can have 0 impact on the game. And you want to be able to walk in that arena and look up and be proud of the banners that you've hung, and really proud of our senior class. And I think we, both teams, really do think Michigan and Michigan State have something to prove. And it'd be very special to have both teams in the Final Four.
Guys, we just have a little bit of time left, but I really want to commend both of you because I love the story that you're both local guys, came up through local high schools, went to state universities, then you went off and had your success, but you're back now, and so important. I know that both of you are very active in your community. David, I know you're going to be cutting the ribbon, excuse me, on Merritt Park very soon. Paul, I've seen you at dozens of community events. Beyond Basics comes to mind because that's an important partner of ours at the Detroit Sports Commission. So, can you just talk a little bit about your pride that you have in being Michiganders and Metro Detroiters?
In the spirit of being fair, let's have Paul go first.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, listen, it's serving on the board for Fleece and Thank You, which I have for the last 10 years, but the one thing that athletes really need to, I think it's hard to understand when you're, let's just say, in that bubble, but there are people, whether it's a 6-year-old kid or a 60-year-old man, that look up to you. And I think attention is our greatest form of currency in this day and age. And what are we going to do with that? And so, in my mind, basketball was selfish. I did it for me. I didn't do it for anybody else. But now, with let's just say, a resume full of sports accomplishments, how can I add value to my community? And I think this is the best way.
David, real quick, talk about the ribbon cutting.
Yeah, so it's all about legacy for me. What I've been taught by my parents, what I learned at Michigan. We're so blessed to make an impact on others, and we're building a youth development center here in Detroit called Merritt Park, and we're really looking forward to impacting the next generation.
To both of you, we are blessed that you are in our community, not only today, but for all the things that we are going to accomplish together in this great city. Appreciate you both.
Thank you, guys.
We'll be back to wrap it up, and we might have a special call from a certain president. We'll be back right after this.
Detroit is more than a destination
And he's
and
on
far
the
more
line,
than meets
too.
the eye. From downtown to the Tri-County area, Detroit attracts 40% of Michigan visitors and generates more than $5 billion in economic activity. That's what makes Detroit
Yeah,
the
he
beating
already
heart of
called
pure
while they were
Michigan.
talking.
Visit Detroit is proud to play our part by promoting the Motor City
Welcome.
to visitors from all over the world. When we champion our workers, businesses, and communities, we can help write the next chapter in Michigan's bright future. Now's the time to discover all the treasures in Oakland, Macomb, and Wayne County. Go to visitdetroit.com to plan your experience today.
You will be facing major retirement decisions soon, and the math should drive every decision. And most people and professionals are using the wrong math. This explains why some families can safely withdraw 7 to 8% annually, while others struggle to spend 4%. Without understanding the math and the proper risk mitigation strategies, fear takes over, leading to undersaving, delayed retirement, spending far less than you could, and paying much more in taxes. Hi, I'm Kirk Cassidy, lead instructor for the Retirement Education Foundation and the co-host of the Retirement Education Hour, heard here Saturdays 6 a.m. and 1 p.m. To understand the correct math that should drive decisions around Social Security, lump sum versus pensions, RMDs, Roth conversions, and when you can retire plus more, attend our 8-hour, almost master's level retirement education course. We teach at major universities both in Michigan and Missouri. $29 tuition goes to charity. Go to refedu.org. That's refedu.org. Sponsored by the Retirement Education Foundation, a charitable program.
WJR invites you to boot, scoot, and boogie with country music icons Brooks and Dunn in concert when they bring their Neon Moon tour to Pine Knot Music Theater September 24th with special guests David Lee Murphy and Willow Avalon. You could win tickets from us. Text keyword boogie to 800-859-0957. Sponsored by Live Nation. Tickets available for purchase at Ticketmaster.
Custom built for Detroit. 760 WJR.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription. And I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
I'm Adam Devine, Chief Fundraiser for Children's Miracle Network. We'll fun it up. It better be fun. Have you ever wondered how our network actually works? Oh, wonder no more. With the support of partnering businesses and individual donors, we help raise crucial funds for 170 children's hospitals across the United States and Canada. Hospitals that provide life-changing care for all kids. Visit us online at cmn.org.
Transition for Knoxville. Land driving right. Wall for Brazil with a two-hand slam. 6 on the clock. Now with 5. He drives on Maddox. Right elbow and 3. Spin to the foul line. Jumper up and right goes in at the buzzer.
Don't miss any of this year's action on the road to the Final Four with Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the men's NCAA tournaments.
Sponsored by Tryon. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
You got the annual St. Patrick's Day celebration on WJR with the special edition WJR Spotlight, sponsored by Visit Detroit. Once again, live from Doyle's Irish Pub, Mark Hollis, Terry Radigan, and Ken Haywood.
And welcome back to Doyle's Irish Pub on this St. Patrick's Day. A lot of festivities out here, having a great time. Our last guest is somebody that I have really grown to admire. I call him a friend, President Kevin Guskowitz, doing an incredible job. Welcome to you. Thanks for joining us after your dinner this evening.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks for having me. How are things down at the Irish Pub?
Things are wonderful. I got Ken Hayward here, Terry Radigan, two of my dear friends. We're getting ready for March Madness and actually watching the first game right now. And that's what I wanted to throw to you. You came from North Carolina, and I've had the greatest respect for Dean Smith, for Roy Williams, for the way that they go about their program. As you know, Bubba Cunningham is one of my dear, dear friends. As we approach this March Madness, knowing that next year Michigan State University is going to be the host institution for the big dance at Ford Field, tell our listeners how exciting of a basketball fan the president of Michigan State University is.
Well, listen, it's a big deal, and thanks to you, Mark, and a number of others, Coach Izzo included, to help make that possible as the landing spot for the tournament next year. It's a big deal, and I'm hoping that this is just a warm-up for the Spartans here, as we're going to hopefully have a good run to this year's Final Four and get geared up for next year. And it is a big deal, and you're right. I've been in a basketball school my entire career. Here, in fact, today is 2 years and 2 weeks at Michigan State, and 28 years at University of North Carolina. So we love our basketball.
Kevin, it feels like you and Amy have been here a lot longer than that because of the impact that you have had on our community, and we thank you for that. But I guess one of the shining stars of the many things that you do for our community is this collaboration with Henry Ford Health Systems and the Detroit Pistons and Michigan State. You can't help but see the cranes in the sky as you drive down the lodge. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'll say this. I don't think there's probably a more important partnership that Michigan State could have right now in this moment. We have a lot of important partnerships across the state, and we touched on all 83 counties with our extension program. But what we've been able to do there, Bob Ryan and I have become very good friends. Henry Ford's health CEO that I'm sure all our listeners know Bob. But every time I'm down there, and I'm in Detroit probably once every 2 weeks, and you see that building coming up out of the ground, coming to life, it's going to be really special. And so we're getting close to being able to say we're inside a year from opening the doors, but it's going to create a lot of opportunity for that part of the city for innovations in biomedical research and some of the work that Dan Gilbert and Jennifer Gilbert and the Family Foundation, Gilbert Family Foundation, are so passionate about with neurofibromatosis, with Nick's disease that took his life. We're going to be a leader in that, and that's what I think we're going to be known for. And we got to do a lot more in the Detroit area, but certainly a partnership with Henry Ford is really important.
I'm glad you brought that up. Nick Gilbert, his office was right next door to mine, and to see when you go through any health issues, it's always a challenge. But when you see somebody that is that young, that vibrant, that intelligent, the humor that he had, to know that now you don't have to travel for that kind of healthcare anymore is incredible. I mean, Dan did his rehab at Shirley Ryan, and now a Shirley Ryan is going to benefit so many people in a positive way, Terry.
Yeah, no question about it. And we've all been touched by the story of Nick, and many of us have been fortunate enough to go to that gala. It raises a ton of money. Kevin, in addition to the cranes and the buildings that will be there, you also own the Fisher Building. Michigan State does. We have
home of WJR.
Home of WJR, the Golden Tower of the Fisher Building, and a big presence on Woodward Avenue as well. So talk maybe, if you could, a little bit about the importance of Detroit to Michigan State.
Well, we have about 100,000 alums. We have 550,000 living alums around the globe, and 100,000 of them are right there in the Metro Detroit area. And so we've got to be flying the Spartan flag out. We got to see more green and white down there, but it can't be just about signage. It has to be about really connecting to the program, and we have to be strategic about it. You mentioned the Fisher Building, this great iconic building there, but we've got to develop a sort of a master plan for what we want to do with that, so that we can connect it to the Pistons down, in that same footprint, along with Henry Ford, so that we can make it a destination. We were looking at opportunities to possibly build a hotel next to the footage retail, and to really identify what the actual building itself to preserve the special attributes of the building and the architecture, but to make it more practical for others to use. The stateroom restaurant that's popular here on campus, Kellogg Center. My goal is to have stateroom choice, over there on the corner. There's a wonderful spot in the building. So a lot that we can do, but more green flags, but better programming in Detroit. That's what we can do.
I know we have some really good real estate for you down here, and we'd be happy to help with all of that. Before I let you go, when I was in East Lansing, I think the nation loves that school maybe more than we do ourselves sometimes. As the president of Michigan State University, are you still having a great time, enjoying the leadership, enjoying the diversity of things that you get to work on? Because from the outside, there's nobody I want to have there more than you.
Well, thanks. That means a lot. I am having fun. These are tough jobs, but I've always said that easy is boring. And my wife has questioned me saying that. I like to be challenged. Any university presidency is a challenge. I just finished moderating a panel discussion with here at the Wharton Center with about 600 guests where we talked about the challenges facing higher education. And we had Margaret Spellings, former Secretary of Education, Richard Burr, former Senator from North Carolina, and Ted Mitchell, the President of the American Council on Education, and just a very healthy conversation, a debate at moments about how to move higher education forward. But Michigan State University will be a player. I promise you, they already are. We're among the nation's 70 leading research universities. We just have to be sure that we're always being strategic, bold, and student-focused, and projects like the Henry Ford one that I think defines. It's a great example of hitting each of those being strategic, bold, and student-focused.
Incredible work, and I can't thank you enough for joining us here. This special St. Patrick's Day show right here at Doyle's Irish Pub. Thank you, sir.
Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. We need to get Ken back into the conversation, right?
I'm sorry.
Go Green.
Go where we stand. I didn't remember.
We lost you for a minute there.
I was watching TV USA give up a run. They're down 1-0. We almost had Martin Madness with a three-pointer that would have tied the game.
I wasn't even watching the TV. I was just enjoying all of your reactions.
I mean, it's unbelievable. The madness. Let the madness begin. It's crazy. That was a game with a three-point shot. They were down double digits the whole game and almost had a three to tie it. But
I think we need to have this show on a Sunday morning.
Great. Yes. Great being with you
This
guys.
crew works so good together. I think some Sunday I'll buy breakfast.
I'm in.
3 hours next year, right, Marcelo? We got up 1, then 2. Now we're up to 3.
What fun it is to come out here, and a big thanks to Dave Marcelo for setting this all up, getting us a table, and enjoying all the festivities. The Kingpin, Dave Rieger, there is nobody better for me to work with, not only on Sunday mornings, but right here at Doyle's Irish Pub. Abby Pelkey, thank you for being on all the dials back there. We should have had you on half these conversations because you know more about sports than I do, and it's always good to have you around. Thanks to everyone. Ken,
thank you so much, Ray Templin. Thank you.
And as I always like to say, what I always say at the end of every show is keep driving Detroit. How about we do it together, guys? Keep driving Detroit.
Michigan Slip and Fall Lawyers protects people hurt in slip and fall accidents. That's all we do. We've recovered millions in compensation for our injured clients. Go to falllaw.com now for your free consultation. That's falllaw.com.
This is Maria Monti, tax partner at Metro Detroit accounting firm Schindel Rock, with our weekly tax tip for business owners. Whether you just started your business or have been in business for many years, you should make sure your current entity structure still makes sense. Tax laws are always changing, and the tax structure you started out with may not be as effective for what your business is today or what it will be in the future. Schindel Rock helps Metro Detroit businesses solve complex tax matters. Learn more at SchindelRock.com.
I'm Ann Thomas. Congratulations to the 2026 Women Who Lead class. Renee Fluke